Alright, hi guys. So this video might end up being one of my one-take wonders. I'm not sure if it will be yet. I'll just have to see. I am quite busy at the minute. But yeah, I thought I would have a ramble because I was talking about it with someone earlier today about GCSE Art and why it was the most fun that I had in school, brackets inside school lessons. Because, I did stuff like I did our Rubik's Cube club. That was a lot of fun because we just got to mess around. And like to the extent that I enjoyed, just being in school and like talking to people, hanging out with my friends, things like that, and like, talking to my teachers about history, but like not in lessons, just like having casual conversations. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, as in terms of actual lessons and like things that were, you know, on the curriculum and especially things that I signed up to do, GCSE Art was by far the most fun. And I really enjoyed it, and I'm quite good at art. I think it was fair to say that, and it's not gloating to say that. I did get the highest grade. I actually got, for all intents and purposes, full marks. There is a bit of a weird caveat to that because, at least at GCSE level and at my school, and it's not just the case in art as well, it was the case in a lot of other coursework subjects, the exam boards would basically never give out perfect scores. Like our art was out of 72, for example. It was split into two parts. We had our portfolio and our final exam piece. They were both out of 72. Things like history coursework, and that was out of 40. Don't know why, but that's just how it was. But yeah, the caveat is that like anytime the school would try to, submit a piece to the exam board that they genuinely thought was worth full marks, which they did do in the past a handful of times because they really did believe that that was about as perfect as you could get. The exam board, basically sent it back, ripped it to shreds, and said this is nowhere near like worthy of full marks. So the school said, okay, we're just not going to give out a full mark paper because there's no point, because the exam board are going to tear it up, and they will accept a 39 out of 40 or a 71 out of 72, whatever it was. And so that was basically it. So we just kind of had that appreciation that 1 mark of full marks was as good as full marks. Basically, that was just how it goes, right? But anyway, that's all a bit of a tangent. But the point is, I was good at art, so I was going to enjoy it anyway. And it was like the least popular subject in our school for GCSE, I think, or one of the least popular. There were only 10 people in our class out of the year group, which had about 180 people in it. So it really wasn't, super popular. But if anything, that made it better because there were way fewer people in. The teacher could spend more time talking to each person, about work and all of that and doing the stuff. And also, just more than that, it was just such good fun. I really, really enjoy painting and drawing and things like that, and I wish I could do it more. I kind of haven't recently. I've kind of fallen off because I didn't have much time at uni, and I don't have much time like from this week onwards. I probably did miss the boat to be doing some stuff, in the 2 years between those two periods of time. But there we are. I can't go back. But I do still want to keep it up. I am trying to keep it up because it was just so fun, and like even the actual work that we had to do outside of the actual art. We had to like write about art pieces and why they were like significant and why we chose the techniques that we did and why we chose the subject matter that we did and all of that, and all of this like what I'm sure most people would call floral nonsense, basically meaningless bullshit. But I really enjoyed that, and I liked, because I mean I like writing as well anyway, so I just liked writing about my art. I liked writing about things that I like doing because yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And so I would do all of that, go on way too long rambles about my art, and actually enjoy doing it as well. And the other thing was I am very, very, very slow at art. This is this has been the case always, and it just it definitely is for this. But that meant basically that I could spend a lot of time on one particular piece in order to make it perfect. And then when I did make it perfect, or perfect to me, how I wanted it, basically, I was really, really, really happy with it, and that just made it more satisfying. And also just the fact that I got to paint for longer was really, really enjoyable and therapeutic in a way, I suppose. And and obviously I got the marks to prove that and all of that. But just the lessons in general was such a good vibe. They were so relaxed. that was the best thing. It didn't feel like a lesson. It just kind of felt like I was able to, hang about and do one of my hobbies for an hour, especially the lessons that we had that were double lessons. We had 2 hours straight of just doing that, because that was, oh my God, that was the best. It was just such good fun. And the trips as well. The art trips that we went on were some of the most fun school trips I've been on as well. Yeah, we would go to like galleries in London, and the galleries themselves were really nice. Obviously, I really enjoyed that bit of it, but just the general atmosphere of our year group and the year above, the cohort above that were doing art as well. Just, we got on really well together. Obviously, just like messed around a load on the coach. The coach journeys were so fun, and just the trips overall were just a really enjoyable thing to do, and it just made the whole experience so much better. And like, obviously not a lot of people chose art, because not a lot of people are that good at art and wanted to do it. It probably felt like a waste to some people, but it absolutely was not to me. I'm so glad that I got to be a part of that group, because it was just so much fun. And I'm really proud of what I made as well. And that, that ties into it. Those are both very closely connected, closely related things, because I had a lot of fun and I made some really awesome stuff at the same time. And how could you not like it, So, yeah, art overall, 10 out of 10. Love it. And yeah, that's about it from me today. See you tomorrow.